We were trying to figure out what the proper microphone setup was going to be, by the way. We thought about a table with a stationary mic. We went with this one. Do you think we made the right move here?
It wouldn't matter.
Okay. You're not down either one of them?
Brock also broke
Yeah, Brock, those are the headsets that Brock threw up into the rafters.
So cool.
Hey, will you explain that guy, Brock Lesnar? What a one of one that guy is.
He really is. And an extraordinary human being.
Yeah.
A smart son of a bitch.
Good businessman, good business.
Oh, my God, yeah. In general, he's really fucking intelligent.
Yeah, absolutely.
And people that, again, it's that misperception. You have someone that big, and it's like, oh, yeah, well, he's a Neanderthal. Okay, he looks like a Neanderthal. Smarter than you, pal.
Yeah, and he will listen, by the way, to everything you're saying, and then he will have his own. I've been very, I've gotten a chance to learn about Brock now at this point and chat with Brock off air. There's another guy that I'm like asking questions for, like advice from everything. I'm like, hey, can you help me in this particular situation? I love him, but the amount of superstars that have come out of the WWE, and obviously Brock gave you a lot of credit. He said on this show right there before he broke the previous one that you're probably going to break, and then threw his headsets up there, he said, my relationship with Dana White, much different than my relationship with Vince McMahon. Right. Vince McMahon is more like a dad to me. He taught me a lot of things. Now, he said there were some bad times. I made some decisions, and he hindsighted it. But he views you as like a mentor, a father, and I think you guys still chit-chat and go through that. And he gave you a lot of credit for why he's had success outside of the WWE, at the UFC. Mm-hmm. But you don't just think about Brock is awesome. I fucking love Brock. I'm very thankful for Brock. But if you go through the history of the characters that have been created in your universe, I mean, The Rock is the biggest star on earth right now. Right, yeah. Stone Cold Steve Austin can do whatever he wants, whenever he wants, however he wants, because he's there. Bill Goldberg, now obviously he starts at WCW, but his entire career continues and grows even more whenever the WWF and the WWE get in there. It's like these stars that get created in your universe live on forever. Do you keep in touch with all these people? Are those conversations happening still?
Some. It's not like I forget people. I love for them to stay in touch with me, but I'm busy today doing this, or busy. I'm gonna get it. Busy, doing other things, but I don't lose contact with those individuals you mentioned. Some that are further down the line. I do. I try to make sure our company stays in contact with them.
That's a big part, right? Good graces is good business, right?
Yeah, it's good business, but everyone helped pave the way to where we are now, and I'm always appreciative. Ever how small that was or how big that was, always appreciative. For everyone who ever stepped in the ring, and helped us to get to where we are now.
That Attitude Era was outrageous. Hey, it was outrageous. That television was insanity. Stone Cold Steve Austin coming down with a beer truck, shooting that thing into a crowd. Austin! And we watched clips from the Attitude. What was that like? Was it just we're going to show up and put on the most insane show that anybody's ever seen every single night? Is that what the Attitude Era was like, looking back?
Pretty much. It was, again, just so much fun. It was like you being able to do this as opposed to the standards of a network, and no, you can't do this and you can't say that and all. So we were able to, and at that time, think about in the 80s, it was a Wild West. So we added a little extra sauce on that, and just had a blast.
You ate a bedpan there at one point. Right to the head.
So Steve, before we're doing this, for 30 minutes, Steve is walking up and down the hallway. And I'm doing the setup in terms of producing, directing, all the lighting, all that kind of shit. And the first thing I was doing was Mick Foley with Mr. Sacco. So Steve's walking, I hear him just like to. I said, what have you been doing? Well, I was wondering whether or not I should hit your head with this bedpan.
What a business. This is your world, by the way.
Yeah, I know. It's a wonderful world. There is nothing like this world. It is so wonderful.
Well, Mr. McMahon, I was wondering if I could hit your head with his bedpan. What? It's a Texas accent.
Well, then he starts hitting his head with it, like, I don't think it's going to hurt that much, but this fucking thing is thick as hell. And of course, when it's showtime, you don't even think about it. Showtime, you just lay it in, and here we go. But that was fun.
He said on the show during that era, we asked him a question, and I think it was the cement in the Corvette where it blew out. And he said before the show started, he said, they handed me the keys 2 minutes before the show started. I didn't even know how to drive it. But I fucking hit the Corvette because it's live TV. Right. Like, what is it about live that you love so much? God.
You're on the edge, and I've always said that nothing can go wrong because the audience doesn't know what was supposed to happen. So
It's a lot of pressure, though, isn't it, to put a live show on 2 times a week for 40 years?
yeah, I know, but it's so exciting. Yeah, there's pressure, but that's what that's what you do. You live for that. Live for those moments, and when something really great goes down, it's like yes, and it's like you've seen a gorilla. We've done something really, really good, and they come back through that curtain, hugging, clapping, and all that kind of stuff. Way to go! And other times when you don't do it well, it's a different feeling.
Hey, we'll see you next week. All right.
Have a conversation with your son.
Michael Cole, 25 years into this thing, almost
horrible human being.
Jesus just fell on our batteries, dude. Oh my!
Really, and you know that too. Like, the persona and everything is all well and good, but just a really horrible.